Good evening and welcome to the Kearney City Hall, where we are having a Parks and Rec meeting this evening. Eric, have you had time to take roll?
I have taken roll. We do have a quorum.
Great. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes from last month's meeting?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
A second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. We have no public requests or petitions. Old business. Eric, would you like to talk to us about that?
Sure, I'm going to turn this over to Ryan. We discussed our spring sports that was getting ready at our February meeting. We were having signups. So Ryan, go ahead.
Sure.
And update.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to give you guys numbers because we're really proud of these numbers. We have 258 kids in soccer, 93 kids in t-ball, 112 in baseball, 76 in softball, 57 in our brand new youth pickleball league, for a grand total of 596 kids, which is the most Kearney Parks and Rec has ever had in one sports season.
Wow.
That's
On
cool.
top of that, we have 112 in the adult pickleball league.
112?
So
Wow.
That's
roughly
fantastic.
7% of our population is involved in a park and rec activity.
That's very
pretty
cool.
awesome. Well, we're super proud of that. So, so that's it. Everything's going well.
Very good.
Soccer practices just started this week. Actually, because we had such an amazing turnout with soccer, it was really difficult to get coaches this year. So we had enough for a lot of teams. What we ended up doing in one of our divisions was amending the rules and allowing for more players on the field. That way more players could be on the team. And there weren't, because if not, there would have been a lot of kids with not a lot of playing time, and that's not ideal for anybody. So yeah, we have 8 teams in each division of soccer, which is insane. So we have 24 soccer teams going. They just started practicing this week. Baseball, softball, and t-ball have been practicing for, I think this is the 3rd week.
This is the 3rd.
Yeah. We'll start games early May for baseball, t-ball, softball, and around May 14th for soccer. So everything's just humming along, and I'll let Allie talk about the youth pickleball leagues, and she's kind of the head of that.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Like Ryan said, we have about 60 kids every Sunday from 1:30 to 6. We're out there teaching the kids in different age groups on the basics for the first 45 minutes, and then we play in a tournament style game the second half. So all the kids have been very receptive. The parents seem great about it too. I'm real excited. I think that the next session, because this is our inaugural session, our next session will have even bigger numbers. So my kids are participating in the pickleball league, also softball, and I'm in the adult pickleball league. So yeah.
You're propping up the Parks Department.
There you go. There you go.
If I may say, when we first brought up the idea of taking that area over and putting in pickleball courts, some of you members weren't on at that time, and some of you were. We knew that would just be a hit.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it would turn into the kids wanting to play too.
Yeah.
And it's just been great.
Well,
So,
we saw how popular it was with chicken and pickle and everything, and it's like, holy moly, let's capture just a little bit of that in Kearney, and it'd be awesome.
Well, and I want to add that there are about 8 adults that come out and volunteer their time on Sundays
that's
to help
great.
with that.
That's
And
wonderful.
the kids love them. Like my dad's one of them, and they call him Pickle Rick. And
That's awesome.
they all have
Pickle Rick.
nicknames. The adults do for the kids. The kids have nicknames for the adults, and they're volunteering their time and their efforts. So really appreciative of them.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Great.
Thanks for heading that up for us.
Tell us about Lions Club Park.
Our irrigation, we have been in contact with IDL. They are calling for the Missouri One Call locates. As of right now, they are still on target for the May 25th start to do the irrigation system down there, which will be fantastic. In fact, Shirley just called and said they needed a backflow test, and she just needed to know what meter we will be installing that on, and I told her, so everything's online for that. So that'll be really nice, instead of dragging hoses all night long,
Yeah,
all morning long.
going out there at midnight to change water.
And then again at 4 o'clock to change to another station, so it's gonna be nice. And they are E-Verify certified, that's why we had the delay in getting the company. So everything's ready to go, and looking forward to having that installed.
They're not tying into the water for the splash pad, are they?
It does not. It does not.
They're gonna be doing that on May 25th, that's when it begins?
Excuse me, did I say May 25th?
Yeah,
I meant
April.
April 25th.
April.
Okay, that's better. I was like, it opens around May
Thank you
25th,
for
right?
Yeah.
correcting me,
Yeah.
April 25th.
Okay.
So in about,
Next week.
this upcoming Monday,
Yeah.
we're supposed to start.
Good.
Anything else on that?
I don't have anything on that.
Okay, let's move on to new business, park maintenance.
We are flat busy on doing maintenance in the parks. Found out today that the old firehouse, which we're having siding and new windows installed at the old firehouse that borders Lions Park. 2 weeks, Tim Cole told me today, 2 weeks, he will start putting in the windows, which is great
Yeah, the
news.
windows are in, so.
The windows are in, and everything is in, and after he gets the windows, then the siding will be done. We've been in contact with Brian Beasley at Ply Gym, just to make sure that the color was verified and the type that we wanted and all that stuff.
Remind me again what color we putting on there?
It's,
What was it called? Gosh darn it. We were just talking about this last week. We couldn't remember the name, and we had to look it up. It has a funny name.
yeah,
Give
it's
me a rough idea of color.
a light, kind of a grayish blue.
Great,
Grayish blue. I do.
thanks.
We cut down the big tree that was overhanging and causing problems on the roof of the old firehouse. It's on the southwest corner of the
Directly behind the
building. That was done, as a matter of fact, today, and no equipment was hauled in to cut that tree. They climbed the tree and cut it and held it with rope to bring it down to the ground, so none of that ground was disturbed. Mitchell Tree Service did that. Not only did they do that, we talked to them today, as a matter of fact, as they were doing that, to go ahead and grind the stump out and fill it with dirt. That way, when they do the install of the irrigation, everything's, and don't have to work around the stump.
And how much is gonna get tore up when they put the roof on?
Uh,
Or can they do everything, all that from the front side?
That's a GM deal, because I don't know the roof, but the siding, when I talked with Tim Cole today, he said, I really need a place to stage that, and he said, no, I'm gonna take that every night because I don't want anything disappearing, because we don't have cameras on the front of the building where they'd have to stage that, so he's gonna bring it in and out each day, so.
That building is gonna get a new roof, right?
Yes, not only is there going to be new windows, new siding, it's gonna have a new roof.
All three
as well.
buildings are getting new roofs,
Right.
which is awesome.
Yeah. We have started spraying broadleaf, Mac Porter, the actual ball field areas are done, and the main area as you come into the park, that area is done. Started spraying the soccer fields today. Ray was doing that today as we went out there. So we got a lot of days left that we'll be spraying broadleaf, because that's a huge area that we have to do, but we want to get that before it gets really, really bad. Continuing to do field preparations on the field, dragging and all that stuff, because we've got a lot of teams practicing out there. Actually, the out-of-town teams, or the quote competitive teams that call in because after May 1st or April 1st, the city of Kearney takes over those scheduling for our kids that are playing in our rec leagues. And then whatever is left over, it's on a first come, first serve that people can call in. There's hardly any fields anymore
Available.
for use, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's
We
great.
want
It's
the
a good
fields
problem to
being
have.
used.
Right.
And so it's working out good. And the policy that we implemented last year about they've got to have 50% of their team from Kearney unless they don't. If they don't, they are charged on a per hour basis plus a light fee. And
In fact, I just spot checked 2 teams today and both of them
they're
are legit,
okay.
so
And we've cut out
randomly every now
the
and then.
stuff
check
from the
them.
out-of-town teams trying to take our fields. It's put a halt to it. So
What about the bathrooms? You gonna open it?
they were opened actually,
Middle of April.
no, they were
Middle
open
of,
before the end of March.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we
okay.
had a couple of nice days that we went ahead and got those open.
And it's a good thing we did, because we had to do some work in them.
Yeah. So
Good.
they're up and running. Lions Park is up and running. Both sets of bathrooms. Everything's good. We put in some new fixtures as well. And then if you hadn't heard, a couple of Wednesdays ago, it was 2 Wednesdays, it'll be 3 Wednesdays tomorrow, when we had that cold snap and freezing rain and stuff. Someone was coming down I-35 south, hit a patch of ice.
It was a Friday.
Yes, it was a Friday.
We were here early.
Yes, to open up the city hall. Rolled his vehicle and crashed through
Field 6.
Field 6 fence.
I
No
saw
kidding.
that
Really?
fence. I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a long way to roll.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's,
So-
they
gosh.
transported them.
You must have been going pretty
Wow.
fast.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well,
The car was
Probably
upside down
70,
when we got
you
there.
know,
It was
probably
upside
70.
down.
Yeah, he's probably going 70 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
I never did hear what happened to the gentleman, but I know they transported him, so.
Wow.
He rolled all the way down the embankment and into the outfield fence. So we've had Dusty Barham, who does a bunch of the fence repair, and he did the dog park and things of that nature. He's already been out, and he's working on a quote. That way we can settle up with the insurance when that, process takes place. So we'll get that. And Missouri Highway Patrol actually worked the scene. And he gave us the accident report, and then if we want the full report, I just have to send in for it and get it. And I talked to Jim, and he said we want the whole ball of wax, and that way we have it on file for to do the claim. So,
Mhm.
but I didn't know if you guys had heard that,
Nope.
but it was scary. The Ford truck was upside down on the fence. So, yeah, I hope, I never heard anything, and of course with HIPAA, you're not going to, but they transported him to the hospital. So anyway, that's all I have on maintenance in the parks as of right now, unless,
Anybody got any questions on that?
Brian, do you have anything else on that?
You covered it.
Sure, let's move on to the splash pad.
On about March 2nd or March 3rd, we will start gearing up for the splash park season. We've stored the shade canopies that go on the cabanas downstairs, so they're in out of the elements for the winter. We'll put those up probably on that Monday, unless it's a windy day. It's got to be a calm day to put those things up. And then on Tuesday, Ryan and I met with Hurt Rentals today over there. They're going to be bringing us a scissor lift, because we'll go up and we'll detail all
Yeah, I think I think you were asking about it before, Dan,
Yeah.
the scale. and
the scale. We'll get all that cleaned off, and then we've got to get up there anyway to put the plugs in the bucket, one for the ballast and then one for the water. And we'll get that installed, and then we'll take it around all the other the 3 little buckets.
Mini buckets, yeah.
And clean all that off. Then what we do is we'll spray car wax on it, and it helps repel the calcium deposits and things like that. So
Yeah, that'll just be a yearly process. And,
So-
and there's actually grease fittings, there's several grease fittings on the bucket, on the pivot part, so we'll just service everything while we're up there.
Now, you're gonna have to power wash that? Is that what you're gonna do?
No,
No,
we'll just take like CLR with rags and clean all that
It's
off.
essentially CLR, yeah,
So,
it should work pretty good.
we've got the big one, that way both of us can be up there, and it actually kind of extends out, so, we got the one that they recommended for
And we
us.
got a wide base one too, so it doesn't sway in the wind.
Because that's about 25 feet up.
So you can ask Eric, I'm a lot of fun in a scissor lift.
Oh, he's not.
I've gotten better over the years.
Anyway, that's, and then after that, we want to take out all of the fittings that are on the concrete, and
Yeah, because we just have dummy caps in them right now. The other ones have like nozzles and jets and all that stuff.
so we'll take the dummy caps off and we'll pressure up the system, and hopefully there's no leaks. There shouldn't be, because we blew it out nice and early. And when they did take the one fixture, which is, did we tell you it was back last month or in
well, you said you
No.
took it, but I didn't know that.
It was back and replaced. We put a block of wood over that. Actually, they put the block of wood over it and screwed it down into the fittings. And then we sealed it up with silicone around it, so cold water and ice and stuff doesn't go down in the pipe and then freeze and thaw and crack a pipe. So we did that, got that taken care of. So we shouldn't have any problems. So that's all I have on the splash park,
Anything
other
else?
than
Questions?
we're taking a lot of rentals already.
Good.
Yeah, a lot of rentals. Even before the I mean, they're renting the shelters down there, even before the splash park opens, for birthday parties and just get-togethers and things like that, so we're
That's
taking
good.
that.
Let's move on to land acquisition.
As a couple months ago, Dan mentioned the school property, that we are really close to going to with the actual pickleball plan. I'll tell you about, Dan Miller called me today, and they're about ready to wrap everything up where we can take everything to a school board meeting and present that. That way, hopefully we can do a little maintenance on their drainage issue, and in conjunction, we would get the land acquisition deeded over for the new pickleball court area. In fact, Dan Miller called today, and then Ryan and I have a meeting set up with him, a Teams meeting with McConnell and Associates, Dan Miller, Ryan, and myself, to discuss the really basically the only thing that they're discussing tomorrow is the bathrooms, how we want it to kind of look, make sure we have what we want in there. We suggested to them a urinal in one of them, even though both of them will be unisex like it is down here. I brought up, suggested, is there any way we can have a urinal in one as well? With the size of the building that it is, unless you just go way bigger, they don't do that because of the ADA. It's just not enough room for coming in, having the urinal with the partitions to get to the restroom, so, or the actual toilet. So we're not going to do that. It'll just be basically the same setup as we have down here. We're just looking at the different facades and making sure we have what we need in the breaker panel and different things of that nature. So we have a meeting tomorrow.
Have we talked with Pat Clay about separating the power? Because that pickleball right now is on the city's power.
Actually, the pickleball court is on school power.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Right. We will, that was brought up when we had a meeting here via Zoom with Jim and stuff.
That'll be in the pre-con meeting. for
Yeah,
sure.
the pre-construction of having a separate meter for us and get off of their system. That way it's all right there for us. So that's all I have on that. I know the city closed on the Greenfield property for a future pool site. Everybody thinks now that we have the site, a pool is coming within the next 6 months.
If you look at the minutes, I even put Dan cautioned, not to think that we're gonna turn earth right away, and I mean, I thought it was important to, put that in there.
It's gonna be a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a while, but this is a great start.
It is a great start. And, as the west side grows, well, that's gonna generate some tax base for that. And
And the south side will grow.
yeah, and the south side's gonna grow too. So, I mean, we're hoping that it doesn't take too long. I mean, once this interchange gets in, that whole west side's gonna explode. So I'm hoping it's not gonna take as long as we think it is to do this, but I don't know the timetable. So when people come up to you and say, hey, I heard you bought a pool site, when's it being built? As park board members, we're gonna say, I don't know, because
we
one
just
step at a
don't know.
time, we just don't know.
Right.
What's the timetable on the pickleball project?
Soon.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah.
We want to break ground.
This year.
If not, we'll find out more tomorrow, but I would say
It'd probably be in the summer.
late summer.
Yeah, I was gonna say August.
Mhm.
So,
Great.
Yeah. If everything goes well and we go to the school board and,
So it'll be ready for, if everything goes perfectly, it'll be ready for spring next year.
because if
We'll
they can
probably
get,
just be getting done. It'll probably be some fall use, obviously, but,
Yeah.
if they can get done and have good weather,
Yeah.
they can, we're down here, what is it? Nightmare. Because it got pushed back and then when we
Right.
started, it was
Yeah.
spring. It's winter and spring.
Right.
well, there's a couple of obstacles that we gotta overcome
Oh, yeah.
at school because of this drainage issue from the baseball diamond
Right.
that's up there, that it's not just we're gonna go in and pour some concrete and call it good. There's gotta be
Yeah.
some engineering to it
Yep.
because of the water problems.
But it's gonna have to be post-tension concrete as well.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
So, that's a whole other ball of wax with a lot of calculations that people smarter than me.
May even have to run some piers.
And-
So,
Dan Miller is with Lamp Rynearson, good engineering firm, so he's overseeing the project.
Yeah.
So,
I have faith in them.
I do too. Amphitheater?
Rhino,
Yeah, so sound system, the new snake's gonna be pulled either later this week or early next week. All the parts are finally in. So we are gonna have a new snake pulled, and our sound system at the lake part of last year, the problems we were having will be gone. So we're very
Are we tossing that snake or are we gonna have it reworked?
It's just Cat 5.
It's Cat 5.
It's
Oh, it's all
Cat
just
5
straight-
cable.
yeah.
I mean, we're getting rid of it.
but the connectors
It's
is
been
what we were waiting on for that panel and.
Yeah, the connectors were the big thing, but
Yeah.
it's water infiltrated, so it's worthless anyways. So it's not like the old 40-pin snake we used to have with the big,
Right.
where you.
But now, are you running it back through the same channel underground?
Those things have a shelf life.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, do we still got water in there?
I don't think we do.
The thing of it is what the connectors were bad, but that was in there, the Cat 5 for what, Ryan?
8 years.
2, 3, Cat 5 that was in there, and it gets rough, but the thing of it is we've got the backup, we've got a backup board. He's not just gonna run one Cat 5 through there,
No.
and he thinks that we could put, in the winter months, put the connectors on the end of the connectors and help weatherproof those in the winter months as well. It's just, just sits out in the winter, even though it's underground and in,
Well, what do you got?
conduit.
You got an 1.5-inch raceway through there, right?
What?
It's an 1.5-inch raceway
Oh,
all the way
no, it's
back?
smaller than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's good, probably an
Well,
inch,
yeah,
inch and
it's
a half.
probably
It's probably an inch and a
half.
half.
Yeah.
I think it's an 1.5-inch raceway you got through there, so you got room to run and don't get clogged up with anything, so.
No.
There's a lot of 90s. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
I
That was the
remember, I
thing.
remember when they pulled the original, the 40-pin cable, that was,
They had to
A sight
throw
to see.
soap down it to
Yeah,
get
they
it
did.
through. So anyway, the sound system, and then Ryan with the dates.
Yeah, I can give you the dates. So it'll be May 28th will be our Blues Fest, like we talked about before. June 11th will be our Tom Carey night. June 18th will be the Bridge of Hope Gals. June 25th will be Bluegrass Show. July 3rd is the free show with Tate Stevens. July 23rd is a classic rock show. August 6th, Kearney Country Showdown, and August 20th is going to be a classic rock tribute show.
And then our Oktoberfest will be downtown.
And no Rose Fest.
No Rose Fest this year.
No road stuff.
And there was a group that was wanting to do a Christian rock, the gals that came and talked. Are
Yeah,
they
that's
doing?
Bridge of Hope.
That's the Bridge
Oh,
of
that's
Hope.
the Bridge.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a Christian rapper thing that's
Yeah.
coming.
Yep.
We're talking to them last week, had a conference call with the artist actually, and the guy that's helping them kind of organize it.
Mhm.
I think it's a go. So,
Okay, good.
And Ryan mentioned the Tom Carey tribute, or Tom Carey night. That's gonna be a free show as well.
Yeah, that's a free show as well. I forgot to mention that. It'll be a really cool Jerry Lee Lewis tribute. Just super cool. The guy that does it, Dennis Laffoon, is just phenomenal. So
It'd be great to celebrate Chief Carey.
Yep.
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Okay.
I got an idea about that.
Okay. Any other questions on the amphitheater? Okay.
Ballpark?
We are, with the use tax, that was one of the things that they wanted to get done. Guys, when we last had the drawing from them, the park board approved that, was in 2013. And we still love the drawing. There's a couple of things we want that Ryan and I think we need to change. One of them is an area that we think could be a soft pour-in-place area, because there's a lot of people, seniors could go out and do aerobics. We have ladies that come here on Thursdays, right? It's down, they have it downstairs.
They do aerobics.
They do
10:30 on
aerobics
Thursdays.
downstairs
Every
every
Thursday.
Thursday. And in the winter months, great. In the summer months, it would be so nice because these are seniors, where they could go outside, have nice fresh air, be in that setting. It's a senior theme park. Not only that, but we'd like to get some yoga and start doing yoga classes there. But the actual drawing is great because there's a small walking trail in there.
Fitness stations.
Fitness stations, so
Those fitness machines are actually really neat. They're all pneumatically powered and sealed and everything, so they're weather resistant. We don't have to take them down, which is a big plus for us because we got a ton of stuff we have to take down every year when it gets cold anyways.
it's,
But
they've come a long way.
Yeah.
Those stations have come a long way.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely not the 4x4 wood posts that were in every park in the 80s.
Right.
Mhm.
And the thing of it is this would be great for, if the seniors want to walk and then do the fitness stations, they can get their exercise right, especially if it's a nice day. You know?
Well, and that's one thing too, we do have things, like Eric said, we like the original design, but we have the benefit of hindsight now, 9 years later. Some of the stuff that was proposed in that has really fallen out of vogue as far as park and rec trends go. The trends are kind of back to the basics almost with wide open spaces and
Healthy.
especially the pour-in-place surfacing. I mean,
Right.
like Eric said, we could do the aerobics classes, we could do yoga, we could do a lot of stuff with that space. And frankly, a nice surface to have stuff like that on is never going to go out of fad. I mean, it's not a fad; it'll just be here forever. So I think that's going to be a really wise investment if we do that.
Right. I agree.
Where's this at?
And we talked with Steve Casey, and we will try and do a grant with that as well. With Land and Water Conservation, we'll, hopefully we can get that and he can get everything back. He will send us a proposal like he did for the splash park on writing the grant. Basically, he plugged in the numbers, we get him all the information on the property.
Steve is the grant whisperer for us. He's done such a great job, and
So-
we're thankful to have him.
We're gonna hire him, and hopefully we can get, the maximum grant's 500,000 now, it used to be 250. I don't think we'll qualify for a $500,000 grant for that, because it's not like that
Yeah,
project.
it's not
So,
making a splash.
right, but we can get, whatever we can get, better than,
Yeah, 150 is better than nothing.
right.
Yep.
It's better than Swiftgate.
And, you know, it's a matching grant anyways, and we're gonna put that money in anyways. It's a no-brainer to try for it.
It's at the end of Prospect and 92 Highway.
Okay.
Just catty
Thank
corner
you.
from the fire.
Right on the
station.
corner.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
Yeah, I was like, I heard fire station.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
right
would
across.
that be
Yeah.
at?
Yep.
I mean, I know where the fire
Yeah.
station is, but I'm
It's a
trying to
long
envision that.
rectangular piece.
Yeah, right in there
Okay.
was a house and we've already removed the house. It's just
Okay.
empty lot. right now.
Gotcha, okay.
A big dead tree in the middle that we're
Big dead tree.
getting ready.
That's getting ready to get cut down.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all I have for you guys and ladies.
Okay, thank you. Let's open up for board comments. Christie, you got anything?
I don't have anything.
Ally?
I believe so.
You're good? Well, then we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, do we got a second?